I started my coming out journey as bisexual in 2013, which is about 4 years and 3 different schools before coming to Lincoln. Something I experienced every single time I switched schools and kind of entered a new social arena was kind of not the anxiety, but like the choice and nervousness about how this part of my identity and my personality and kind of just person in general would be received by this new group of people that I was going to be socializing with and hanging out with. And Lincoln for me was no different. But my fears were calmed a bit before I actually even came to the country, because I had a nosy about on the student union's website where you could see like a list of all the societies, and one of the societies I saw was the LGBT plus society, and I had a little think that a university that has a LGBT plus society can't be completely hostile or foreign to the idea of queer people existing. And I was completely correct in that assumption. Before I came here, I joined a group chat for my media production degree, and within like a week or 2, I want to say, people started like talking about sexualities and coming out as bisexual and as homosexual, and it was just very nice, welcoming environment where people were like talking about that and joking about that and how it wasn't weird. That was actually one of the first plans I made with my course mates.
So I'm currently editing this video, and I realized that whilst I was filming, in my head I'd already mentioned Pride, but I hadn't actually said it out loud. So the thing I'm talking about here is Pride.
We planned that later didn't happen because timing and schedules, but we had the intention to go to Pride together because Pride was within like my first few weeks of being in Lincoln. I ended up going to it, but with a kind of mixed group of people that have become like my friend group now that I talk to on a regular basis, and some people from my course. And actually being at Pride was like the thing that hit it home for me, that this university and this town was not going to be an issue, because you kind of saw the entire town participating in it. At the end of the parade, down by the Brayford, there's little stands for all these different organizations, and one of the stands that I saw was from the student union and from the university itself, and kind of seeing them rally together about the LGBT plus community and supporting that so openly just made me feel secure in the choice that I made about this university, and that my identity would not be a problem here. It was also an open day, so kind of all the new students who were coming to visit Lincoln would see pride and diversity. Me and my friends were like walking around with like flags, and I had like a giant flag on that was like a cape. We were hanging out with Swan, so it was kind of pretty obvious that this university was very welcoming to like LGBT plus people. Lincoln, coincidentally, is also the first time that I've had a girlfriend that I met here, and again, just casually mentioning the fact that I have a girlfriend both to like my course mates, my friends, my lecturers, if you're like chatting about things to them, oh yeah, I went to see this film with my girlfriend, or to my co-workers at Student Life and at the Video Support Assistant Office, I think it's the full name, but at the university as well. There's never been a problem, and there's never been like a moment where I've seen people do like a double take or something. Because the first few times, obviously I feel like most queer people probably do this, where they kind of survey, what have this person told me before, what do I know about their politics, what do I know about like their social outlook on life, do I say girlfriend, do I say a friend, do I just say somebody, what do I do? So the first couple of times that I kind of mentioned the girlfriend word, I was a bit like, oh, are they gonna have a reaction to it? But now it's just like second nature, because nobody has said anything or made me feel like that wasn't okay. I've never had like a bad comment or anything. Like the most things that happen is me and my girlfriend walking down the high street, and you get some looks from older people who are like, what's happening? But I mean, you kind of get that everywhere. In fact, I'm come from Aarhus originally, which is the second biggest city in Denmark, and I see more people in same-sex relationships holding hands walking up and down the high street here than I've done at home, which is like, Denmark is one of the places that's like known for rallying behind LGBT plus people, so that just says something about Lincoln. In my experience, it's not been like a thing where I've had to like make a statement. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual, this works this way, blah 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 blah. It's just been like, if I casually said I had a girlfriend in a conversation, the conversation just carried on, because it's not a weird thing here, it's just part of life. And I think, at least for me, that's like ultimately where I want to be, and that's what makes me feel really good about being bisexual in Lincoln. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you have great, wonderful days full of acceptance. Bye! I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I'm using a ring light and I just knocked that over as I said goodbye.